Good morning. Welcome to a very special episode of The Knit Shift. It's episode 23. My name is Laura. Today is Tuesday, September 1st, 2015. This will be a brief episode. I'm going to draw the winners of our Baby Knits knit along. I shouldn't say knits because that leaves out the awesome crochet projects that were made. Baby project along, if you will. I'm going to draw the three winners for that effort. I'm going to share a new project with you. So I can be found on the web at theknitshift.com. I'm on Ravelry as Yarnstormer, and we have a group over there for the podcast, so come check it out. Just run a search for The Knit Shift, and I'm on Instagram as Laura Mahalski, so check me out all over the web. So let's get right to it. I cast on a new hat yesterday. I don't know what got into me. Sometimes this just happens, and I'm sorry, I just touched the needles to the microphone here, so it probably made an unattractive sound. I had started this yarn as a pair of socks, and then it hit me that it would make a really nice sock head hat. So I'm knitting with Nomadic Yarns in her Sport Weight. I'm forgetting the name of the base, but it's the colorway When You Play the Game of Thrones. And it's a 10 stripe repeat. And so the sock head hat is for a fingering weight hat, but I just decided to kind of fudge the numbers, and I cast on 100 stitches, and I'm on the ribbing right now. And I think this is going to be a really fun hat. So it goes from yellow to gray to this awesome bright turquoise aquamarine to red to black to orange to a nice medium green to burgundy to a beautiful blue to black and back to yellow again. So 10 colors if I played that right. Hopefully I didn't miss any. And the way this is working up is each color gets a complete round and then about half of a round. So like 150 stitches basically, because this is a 100 stitch cast on. I'm not giving anything away by telling you that I think the pattern calls for casting on 120. It's a free pattern. I think there's something like 4,000 projects knit from it on Ravelry, so check it out. This is at least my 4th or 5th sockhead hat. Probably more like 6th or 7th. But I'm hoping to make this nice and slouchy so that I have a really fun, colorful hat for the fall. So that's my only new project this week, and in the interest of keeping this quick and dirty, I will not give you updates on my other projects, but suffice to say, I am on Sleeve Island with my Mama Vertebrae, and we'll see if I ever get off that island. And that brings us to the real reason you're probably here, is to find out who won prizes in our Baby Knit Along giveaway. I have to say, this is my first time, obviously, doing anything like this. This podcast is not even 5-6 months old yet, but it was really, really fun, and you guys really turned it out. I went through just now, I took about 20 minutes to count up all the projects, my very official notebook. There were 48 hats, 33 sweaters, 11 pairs of socks or booties, 11 blankets, 10 toys, 5 dresses, 3 pairs of mitts, 1 sleep sack, 1 washcloth, and 1 vest. So I didn't add up the total number of projects, but, obviously it's more than 100, but some of you guys, I think one person submitted like 6 hats for a single entry, so probably I'm guessing about 120 overall. There were some really neat things. There were some really gorgeous blankets, both crocheted and knit. There was a really sweet toy giraffe that I loved. Someone made a unicorn for their kiddo that was really cute. Just so many adorable hats. I just want to knit all the baby hats right now because you guys just made so many gorgeous projects. And there were multiple, I think it's the Gramp sweater pattern. Just tons of adorable sweaters that I want to check out. And so kudos to everyone. Thank you for participating, and without further ado, I will get to the number generator. So the way I'm looking at this, hi Gracie. No, you can't come up here right now. I'm in my dress for work, and I know, the struggle is real. I know. Oh, little good girl. Sorry for my dog lady voice. So the way I'm looking at this is, oh, you're coming up anyway, of course. Hi. Sure, this isn't awkward at all, having your butt in the video. I'm sorry. So the way, she's literally sitting on my hip right now and leaning over the side of the chair. Anyway, the way I'm looking at this is one prize per person. Like if you happen to have entered 5 times and I pull your number twice, I'm gonna redraw it because that's just not fair. I want to maximize the number of prizes. So if you're my mom, you can't win. My mom knit a really cute Fair Isle hat, her first color work, and sorry mom, you're not gonna win a prize, especially because I mailed my mom a needle keeper for her birthday. That was one of her birthday presents. So you're definitely not winning a prize, Mom. Sorry, not sorry. And the final, most important thing is you have to get in touch with me. And I never really understood why people did that sort of thing when I watched other podcasts. But I kind of see the point, because if you want to participate in a knit along, you could at least watch the episode where the prizes are drawn and get in touch with me. So I'm going to do the same thing. You have 3 weeks to contact me. Heck, I'll be generous and say through the end of September. Maybe you're like me and you get behind on podcasts. So yeah, you get in touch with me on Ravelry, send me a PM if I announce your name, and we will go from there, and I'll mail you your prize. And I just realized I left the prizes in the other room. There are 3 of them. There's a needle keeper, which is the thing that keeps your needles secure when you're knitting a project with a lot of stitches on the needles. There is a beautiful skein of Malabrigo Machita yarn in a beautiful blue-green colorway called Arequita. I just like to say that and pretend my Spanish is more than passable. And finally, we have a lovely project bag from, very generously given to the podcast from Knitty Kitty Designs on Etsy. So thank you very much to Joyce of Knitty Kitty, and I will have a link to her bags in the show notes. So without further ado, I'm going to put in the numbers in the random generator. And I'm using 2 through 101 because I was the very first post in the thread, and then I closed the thread at 100, and then someone messaged me and said, I'm finishing a project, and she sent it to me before midnight. So there are actually 101 entries. So 2 through 101. Oh wait, I need to generate 3 numbers. So I'll do it 3 times. So let me generate. So first up is post number 91. Let me write that down because I'll have to look all these up. Let me generate it again. 71 is the next one. And post 44. So let's go over to the thread and see who won, shall we? Let's do these in number order. So post 44 is Sarah JG2, who knit this really sweet blue baby sweater. And one might presume her name is Sarah from her username, but let's double check. Yes, Sarah in Connecticut. So congrats, Sarah. She had 3 posts in the thread, so that means she had multiple projects knit this time. And let's go look at post 71. This is Sheep and Woolly. Oh my gosh, I was just admiring this blanket. Sheep and Woolly knit this beautiful pale green, I think it's just pale green, but it might be pale green and white actually. Yes, it's multicolored. But look at that gorgeous blanket for a baby. I believe this is for a grandchild, so correct me if I'm wrong. And Sheep and Woolly has 9 posts, so kudos to her. Cindy in Maryland. So congrats, Cindy. And then finally, let's go look at post number 91. La Jolla Girl. she crocheted some blankets and put edging on some fabric blankets. So kudos to La Jolla Girl. And that is Nancy in Texas. So thank you to all of these winners. This is really exciting. And as to who gets what prize, I think what I'm going to do is put them in an envelope and have my boyfriend basically, or I'll write everyone's names on an envelope and he can tell me what order to put the prizes in, and then it's really random, so he won't know what's up. So that's everything. So everyone, if I mentioned your name, please get in touch with me on Ravelry, and I will get your prizes to you as soon as you get in touch with me. So that's it for this week. I'm sorry it's a short episode, but I hope you have a great week, and I'll be back next week with a lot of progress on my various projects to show you. So take care and have a great week. Bye!